The question everyone's asking, what are closing costs and why do they always seem to be higher than what people expect? If you're buying a home in Kentucky, this is something you need to understand before you get to the closing table. Today I'm breaking down what closing costs actually are, what you can expect to pay in Kentucky, and what most buyers don't realize until it's too late. If we haven't met yet, I'm Nikki Adams, a realtor here in Bowling Green, Kentucky. I help buyers navigate this process every day, and closing costs are one of the biggest areas of confusion, especially for first-time buyers. In this video, we're going to cover what closing costs actually include and how much they typically are in Kentucky, and a few things that can impact what you'll pay. So first, what are closing costs? Closing costs are the fees and expenses that you pay when finalizing the purchase of a home. In simple terms, they're basically everything you needed to legally transfer ownership from the seller to you. These are not part of your down payment. These are separate costs that cover things like your lender, your title work, and other services required to close the deal. So what do closing costs include? Closing costs can include things like your loan origination fees from your lender, your appraisal and your inspection cost, your title insurance and your title work, your attorney or your closing fees, and prepaid items like property taxes and homeowners insurance. Not every buyer pays the exact same fees, but these are the most common ones that you'll see in Kentucky. So how much are closing costs in Kentucky? In Kentucky, closing costs for my clients are typically around 3% of the purchase price. So for example, if you're buying a $300,000 home, you might expect the closing cost to be somewhere around $9,000. That's why it's so important to plan these early, because they can catch a buyer off guard if they're only thinking about their down payment. So what impacts your closing cost? There are a few things that can affect how much you'll pay: the type of loan you're using, your lender and their fees, whether the seller is contributing towards your closing cost, and even the timing of your closing, since prepaid taxes and insurance can vary. This is why no two closing cost estimates are exactly the same. These are all great things to discuss with your realtor to help guide you through the process and make sure you feel comfortable and educated and that you're getting the best deal. If you're thinking about buying a home in Bowling Green or anywhere in Kentucky, the best thing you can do is get a personalized estimate based on your situation. Schedule a call with me in the link in the description, or call me directly and I'll help you break down exactly what your costs would look like throughout the home buying process so there are no surprises.